Dude, I love your sachet. Press the button and go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I am Helen.
We are the creative hands minds behind Toad Hollow, where we dye yarn,
We knit,
we make things out of fabric.
we crochet, we sew, we
Some of us are master crocheters. Others of us are hampered beginners, shall we say? Anyway,
you can do your blankets.
Yes, they kind of are wavy on the sides, but you know what? It's okay.
Yep.
Anyway,
That window is just reflecting in my glass.
we like to make things out of fabric,
Fiber.
and yarn and paper and all sorts of things.
We like to make things.
We do. We like to make things. So welcome. For those of you that are new, welcome. Returning people, thank you so much. We are back from a mini break.
Yes.
Finally, I
slight
can hear
sabbatical.
some of you just going, well, finally. Yes, we are back.
Yeah.
And the good thing about taking a little mini break is we have lots to talk about.
Right.
We've got lots to talk about.
We are talking about the things that we finished the things we worked on in August.
Right.
So
that is what today is about.
next week is going to be a whole new.
On the 10th,
we're going to have a whole new set of projects because we have a little back to school thing that we're doing with a friend of ours.
Right. So we're going to be talking about the things that we're going to be making now and in the future.
Right.
And on this Friday, we're releasing new yarn. We have our 4 clubs, our Who Runs the World, Disney, favorite books, and Denizens of the Hollow. We have new colors for all 4 of those. And we've got 4 fall/Halloween colors.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
We've been busy.
Also, Epic Cross Stitch. Everything arrived for the Epic Cross Stitch. We have an Epic Cross Stitch that we've started.
That's a separate video.
That's going to be a separate video. I mean, we've got so much going on. You would not believe it.
Right.
So let's talk stuff that we've been making.
Yes.
All right. What are we starting with?
We'll start with what I'm wearing.
Okay.
I finished my Dingley-Dell sweater.
It is a few days before school starts here, and the kids are out for their last hurrahs.
Right.
I got to tell you, you missed it the other day. 7:30 in the morning, MKA's running club went by.
Oh, really?
All the kids from MKA went running by. We had a ball.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet.
Guys just ran along the fence chasing after them. Anyway, back to your Dingley-Dell. The whole reason I'm talking about this is because Hugo was just having a barking section. But go ahead.
I finished my Dingley-Dell. It is, you can kind of see.
Whip you in the face with this.
It is made out of sand, which is that, and Welks, which was from our Beachcomber collection. It's
and a tiny little pink.
Yeah, when I was doing my cuffs and the V-neck, the pattern calls for you to use the contrast color, but I had a little bit of cockle shells, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to add a third color, and I love the
So
pink.
pretty.
So it's a little bit big on me.
Can you like tuck it into the top of a high-waisted skirt type of
I
thing?
can, yeah. The biggest thing is it's set perfectly right now, but if it moves at all, it'll
Slide off the
slope
shoulders.
off my shoulders.
Mhm.
I think what I might do is I blocked it. I might put it in the dryer.
Oh, you could try that.
So it's a very comfortable sweater.
I love mine.
And it's perfect. I was actually, when I finished it, I'm like, oh, am I gonna be able to wear it when we do the podcast, or is it gonna be too hot? And really, I need a full-on sweater today.
Yeah, it's it's absolutely glorious day.
Yeah. Like it's the day after Labor Day and fall is here.
Yeah.
Bam.
It's look. It's
we
beautiful.
closed windows last night
I know.
when we were going to bed. So.
But I mean, it's you throw on a sweatshirt and
it's
perfect.
my perfect weather.
Love it.
Gets a little chilly in the shade, but then you go in the sun, and the sun is absolutely gorgeously warm. So yeah, it's my perfect weather. So anyway, Dingley Dell by Isabel Kramer. It's a fingering weight, obviously a short sleeve sweater.
Would you consider
that with the positive ease
picking up around the collar and just adding like maybe an inch more of ribbing, and that will bring it an inch more?
Yeah, I could. And
it's
just have two stripes of the cockle shells if I want. So yeah.
That is a thought. The other thing that you could do is to wear it over a long sleeve shirt.
Right.
You know, have a long sleeve white shirt underneath it or something like that, because then the friction on the shoulders will keep it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to have significant positive ease,
right?
But this is more than I need, because also if I bring it down so that it sits properly on my shoulders, I have quite the décolletage going. So
yeah, watch out, folks.
Yeah.
She's bringing out the décolletage.
I believe our garbage pails are being delivered.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we need to do anything?
I don't think so. They're supposed to deliver it to the outside.
Okay. All right, cool.
We'll see if he needs assistance.
It is hopping over here at the Hollow. We have garbage pails being delivered. Right. I mean, hold on to your hats. That's the excitement that's going on here. Garbage pails are being delivered. We bought brand new garbage pails, paid a lot of money for them.
2 years ago when we came out.
2 years ago, November. This coming November, it will be 2 years ago. They are in pieces. The garbage men just throw them.
Yeah, it's like a game to them. It's number one, how far can I throw it?
Bouncing them down.
And if I can get it as far away from their house as I possibly can, all the better. If it lands in the street, 10 points to Gryffindor. It's just,
I mean, these garbage pails are destroyed.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed. We had, the crack is so bad that the raccoon, they have snap down tops. The raccoon went in through the crack to get to the garbage.
We didn't do it, you know. Aha, I slapped your snap down lid.
Yeah. So we're getting new ones.
Yeah.
And
hopefully they're a little
sturdier.
Yeah.
So. Okay. All right.
You want to
shall we do socks?
Sure.
Because I have finished socks.
Okay, you do your finished socks, and then
I have a finished pair of socks. To dig it out of my bag. All right, my finished pair of socks were the ones that I was doing in. I don't have my sock lockers. I'm sorry. But these are the ones that I did in Maleficent Girls. I started out, I think it may have been the crunkled sock pattern that I started out, and then got totally screwed up with it and wound up doing 2x1 rib, straight stockinette down the foot.
We were just talking about how we need to, with all of our projects, stick in a cover sheet.
Yes. So
that we know when you find it 6 or 7 years later that it's like, oh, you were doing this.
I have a quilt that I have cut out all these pieces for.
Teeny tiny little pieces.
In baggies. They're all in baggies. I have no idea what this quilt is.
And it's not the Tea Party quilt, because that one you have
separately. No, that's separate.
Yeah.
That's separate. Anyway, so I have one pair of finished socks. that are really
Did you say what?
Maleficent girls.
Oh, okay. I love that color.
Fantastic. This is a great fall color. All right. So that is that.
I have one finished sock. This is in the Lake House, which was a color we released maybe August, end of July. Love this color.
This color is gorgeous.
This is just a great sweater color. They're the Thomasina socks by Kay Jones. I love the ribbing because it's a broken twisted rib. So you do one row of twisted rib and then a regular row of knit two purl two. So it's a really cool. And I did the pattern for the leg and then just straight stockinette for the foot. It's a shadow wrap heel. I have yet to wear a pair of socks with the shadow wrap heel. This is my third pair that I am using it for. So jury's still out as to whether this is going to become my favorite heel or not, but it was an easy enough heel to do. She calls for the heel flap and gusset, which I do not like doing. So, and then I have quickly cast on my second sock. These needles. This is the Lake House caked up, but I have cast on my second sock and I've done the cuff and done just a couple rows of the pattern. But I just love this color.
It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color.
It's got blues and greens and grays, just really nice. So, Thomasina socks by Kay Jones.
I have another pair of socks that I cast on. I finished one and I am working on the second one. So I am doing the puffle socks because I love Helen's puffle socks. But rather than doing them in the Treasures of the Deep collection that we did, the Beachcomber collection that we did, I am doing them in Atlantis colors because I had started a shawl in these three colors and I pulled it out. Whatever it was, I decided not to do it. So I pulled it out and I had these sitting in our cart that we have of all the yarn that's left over or is in use at the moment. Caked yarn. We have boxes and boxes of skimmed yarn, but caked yarn. So anyway, this is the Jellyfish Guards. This is Into the Deep and this is the Lost Empire. And I did it that I striped the body with one color and the foot
I love these socks.
with the other color. So this is the first one where I have the Jellyfish Guards on top and the Lost Empire on the bottom. I did a 2 at a time garter stitch heel, except I did it as stockinette. So I just, rather than doing garter, I did stockinette, but I did Knit Pearl Hunters 2 at a time garter heel for my heels.
This is so cool.
I was originally doing it that I was doing 2 at a time. And when I was doing the top of the socks and the heels, I was okay. But by the time I got done the heels, these things were so twisted and tangled because I'm dealing with 4 strings, 2 for each sock. And it was just
yarn
such
management is just
a mess. So I cut it and finished the first sock by itself. And then I am doing the second sock now. I need 8 patterns of the color, and I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just about to start my 7th color pattern. So I have my 7th color pattern, and then I do the toes. So this will be done relatively soon.
Do 7.
Do I only do 7?
You got 7 oranges.
No, but I did the purple first because I forgot that I was changing the color.
Oh, okay.
So there's 1 purple, and then so they're 8.
So I love that you reversed them too, so that the leg on this one is the jellyfish and this one is the whatever.
Lost Empire.
Lost Empire.
I adore how these colors play together.
They're perfect
so
Halloween socks too.
I mean, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I love these. So this is, by the way, if you need a really good orange, this is a good orange.
Yeah.
There we are. that is what I am doing with these. So they will be done hopefully next week. I was kind of
And
hoping
it's a fun pattern to knit.
it really is. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm going to be doing a lot of, especially since maybe I did this where she did the mix up of the colors, and we have so many remnant yarns.
Oh
that
yeah,
it'll be fun to mix and match. So
I was going to try and get them done today, but for today it didn't happen. So I'm hoping by next week they will be finished.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to show them on the next time. But yeah, so puffle socks, they're so much fun to knit. They really are. It is the puffle sock pattern by My Yarny Corner. We got it off Ravelry, right?
Yeah.
On
I'll
Ravelry.
put links and everything.
Okay.
All the links will be down below.
So if you want to do this, I'm not sure how much we have, but we are not dyeing Atlantis again.
Right.
So whatever is in the shop is what is there, and that's it.
I will link to whatever is in there.
Yeah.
Again, down below.
But they're great colors to do.
Yeah.
All right. So much for that. What's up next?
Next, since I finished this sweater, I picked up another sweater. This is my Emerson pullover that I started when we did the Secret Garden collection. And I am doing it out of, what am I doing it out of?
Whims of Wisteria.
Okay. We move on to a new collection and I forget the name. Whims of Wisteria. And the last time you saw this, the way you knit this is you knit the back to this point where you break for the sleeves, and then you pick up along the shoulders, and then you knit the front flat, and then when you hit the sleeves, you get to join them. I have joined.
Okay.
So this is,
oh my god, this is going to be such a comfortable sweater.
Oh my god, this is just going to be
squishy
because it's called half brioche pattern. So it is just
squishalicious.
It really is, and I'm using worsted weight yarn, so it's going to be so warm. I cannot wait to have it done and have the day where I can just put it on and go for our morning walk kind of thing. Along the Scottish moors, because in my head that's what's going to happen when I finish this sweater. But
magically transported to the Scottish moors.
Hugo will love it.
He will.
So I've got maybe 2 inches done from the sleeve, and I've got to go down it. Usually I take it down about 14 inches from the sleeve. She calls for 10, so I'll do the 10 and see where it's hitting me. But it's got a neat neckline, which I love the
neckline.
I will pick up a couple and do up a couple. There's a couple rows I'm pretty sure that I do from the neck. But yeah, and this color is just, it's a like gray purple. So
it's beautiful.
It is. And once I got it in the round, it really starts to, my other problem was when I was knitting them flat, I had each side on size 7 needles, 32 inch, because I was knitting them flat, so it didn't matter. So when I joined them, I just joined them onto one of the 32 inches. And it was, normally I don't mind if my stitches are all bunched up.
Right.
Because it kind of pushes them. I don't have to move them along the needle. They do it along themselves, but they were really just kind of grabbing.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think it's probably the brioche, because a lot of every single row, pretty much you've got some form of a yarn over going on.
Okay.
Every other stitch. So it just wasn't working. So I ordered a 40-inch cable, and now it's really going so much faster.
Okay. All right. It's fantastic. Yeah. It really is.
It's just, oh my god, this fabric. I just love it.
It's gorgeous.
That is my Emerson pullover.
All right, then. I do not have any more knitting.
No, I have one more.
Do you know what? I have something else, but go ahead. We'll finish the yarn.
Oh, okay. So the last thing is I have started a hat because I have decided that I want to have a stack of hats for me and everybody in the house, but also just to have as random gifts. We have several people who come over for play dates with the dogs and that kind of thing, and it would just be kind of nice, during the holiday season. Here, you have a hat, you get a hat,
Okay.
get a hat, that kind of thing. So we had this is pink tutus in worsted weight. Yes, it's worsted weight. So I knew I had this all caked up because my mother went on a winding spree.
Yep.
And was just finding random skeins of yarn and winding them for us. So this was one of them. I adore this color pink.
Yes.
And this is the sea spray hat.
It's a great pattern.
It really is.
And it's showing up really well on the screen.
I was looking for one that was, made for a tonal solid yarn so that the texture really and the pattern really shows up, because I figured that this wasn't going to show up so well in a heavily variegated.
Okay.
So I bought the pattern because I love the pattern, and then reading the pattern, it called for a tubular cast on, and I was just going to ignore that and just do my long tail cast on. I'm like, no, learn something new, take the time. So I watched her video for a tubular cast on. I tried it 6 or 7 times, and we were not friends at all. So then I looked, I thought maybe it's not that her tutorial was bad or anything,
Right.
but I'm like, maybe if I see somebody else do it, it'll click with me. And I found a hack to do it. It's called the tubular cast on hack. And it's, I'll put a link to the video down below. But what she does is she has you cast on half the number of stitches in your preferred cast on method. And then there's you do several setup rows to get to it to be the tubular cast on without having to do the tubular cast on. And what it is it just looks like it's almost like double knit so that your stitches round over. It's a really nice looking cast on, and it's meant for a 1x1 rib. So I'm glad that I found the hack for it, because it's really
it looks really, really
it's
nice.
A very finished looking cast on. So I got to go over my dislike of the tubular cast on.
Okay.
So I am just at starting the decreases for the crown.
Okay.
That.
Be done in no time.
Yeah. Sea spray hat. I was hoping to have it done, so I'd be wearing a hat and a sweater, but again.
And one sock.
And one sock. So that is the first of my hats.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
I have a ton of bulky and worsted weight balled up, so
right.
We will just go looking for hat patterns.
Yeah, just make tons of hats.
Yeah.
Okay. I made something that wasn't yarn related. Mine is fabric related. And there's going to be more on this in an upcoming video. But I made a skirt. We got a skirt pattern from, I do not remember who it was.
100 Acts of Sewing, right?
I think so. And I couldn't find the pattern, but I had one skirt left that I made like 8 or 10 years ago. So what I did was I just laid that out on the fabric and traced it and basically hacked my way into a skirt. So here's my skirt. I made it out of Tim Holtz fabric, and I used Tulip Pink's tiny dots for the pockets. And it is such a comfortable skirt. I mean, it is a tremendously comfortable skirt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this onto butcher's paper and make an actual pattern out of it. And then I am going to make a crap ton of skirts, because this is one of my favorite skirts to wear. I love this style skirt. and it's super, super comfortable. It's a piece of cake to do. I made this skirt in 90 minutes from starting the tracing to finishing the hems.
Yeah, she disappeared one afternoon, and
Hour and a half later, I came down wearing a skirt.
Oh my god! Well, okay.
So, now that I know that I can do this and I can do it really fast and easily, the original ones we put the pockets in the side, in the seams, and they caught on the door handles of the house at the
Everywhere.
beach all the time. I caught them on door handles. I caught them on drawer pulls. I caught them on everything. My skirts were ripped because it kept catching. So I put them on the front this time. And I measured it to make sure it's big enough to fit my iPhone, because that's basically, I want to be able to put my glasses in one side and my iPhone in the other. And then if I can fit my earbuds in with my glasses, that's all the better.
Yeah.
Because really, that's all I need. I need a pair of glasses, a phone, and my earbuds, and I'm good to go. So yeah, I have a skirt and plans to make lots and lots of more skirts. So we
have stacks of fabric that have been set aside.
Yes, because I'm cutting things down to we're selling our excess fabric on Etsy and cutting them down. And as I do that, every time I hit a fabric that I really like, I just save 3 yards aside so that we can make 2 skirts out of it, because 3 yards will give me 2, which is perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of the things I did. Okay.
Okay. Cross stitch or sewing?
Let's continue with sewing.
Okay.
You guys.
So we have had the patchwork duffel pattern by Knot and Thread in our queue. I mean, we've owned the pattern for several years, and I've always wanted to do it, but I never wanted to take the time to make the patchwork, because she uses little 2-inch squares, or maybe even 5-inch squares. So instead, I made my own type of patchwork, and I made a duffel bag. I adore this bag.
This is a fantastic bag.
So this is all from Tulip Pink's Curiouser line. This is the Cheshire, the teacups, and then on the side I have the Mad Hatter and the March Hare.
Bleeding roses for the sides. The pink is the bleeding roses.
Yep. Then you get a double zip on top.
Oh wait, here, before you go in, pockets on the side.
Right.
On both sides?
On both sides.
Okay.
And then open it up, and I have the cream of the roses on the inside, which it is a big, like Ivy fits in this bag.
Yeah, this is a huge bag here. So, you have
I have fairy dust
on the sides.
On the sides.
Yeah.
So
this is a great big humongous weekend bag. You could fit so much stuff in that.
Oh yeah. So
not even a weekend bag, a travel bag.
When we get to leave, this bag is getting packed.
Yep.
We are going in style. So I love this one so much. I immediately cast on another, because I love doing the panels this way, because you can really take a fabric and showcase the main panel, and then have your coordinating fabrics on the sides.
Right.
So while I was making it, I thought,
not one.
I was thinking about all the other ones that I'm going to make. So I got another one done. And this one I was using Moon Garden by Tulip Pink, because I have wanted to use this Hissy Fit fabric, and I just couldn't come up with the perfect thing for it until now.
That I was going to say, until now, because that is just amazing.
And it's the perfect, the panel is the perfect size.
Right.
So that you can center the snake and just get him front and center.
And then the sides, because if anything, the sides are even better.
Yeah.
With the roses and the bees.
And the bees.
Oh, they're fantastic.
And inside, is fairy dust. I just love them. She calls, let's see, what else did I do differently? The only thing really is that she uses soft and stable as the interfacing. If I don't have to use soft and stable, I will work my way around it any way that I possibly can. It's very fiddly to work with. Quilting, it's not a problem, but once you're doing seams and trying to bind things and add zippers and that kind of thing, it just gets way too bulky for me. So I used fusible fleece, and it's not as
squishy,
and it would stand up. It wouldn't be quite so, but now I can just fold it up.
right?
When I'm not using it, I can fold it neatly and put it away somewhere. But I think it is plenty sturdy with the fusible fleece.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So that, and then you bind the inside. Because when you add the side panels, you have a raw edge inside, so you have to add bias binding to it, which I did. And the first one, I machine stitched it, and it was very, very frustrating.
Oh, I hear you.
So what I did on this one was I machine stitched it to one side, and then I hand tacked it down like you would a quilt for the second one. And it went so much faster, so much less stress.
Yeah.
Because by doing it by hand, you can really maneuver it around the corners and just manipulate it that much easier. So
I made a different bag I'm going to show you in just a minute, but I was running into the same thing because I did use the soft and stable that they called for, and I tried to machine both sides of the stitching, the binding, machine stitch both sides of the binding, and there were pieces where I missed everything, and it's like soft and stable and threads poking out all over the place, and other places where it's just basically zigzag. It was such a mess.
Yeah.
Just such a mess. So then I hand stitched the rest of it. I did part of it machine and part of it hand, and the hand stitching went so much faster.
It really,
and it just was so much easier.
You think it's going to take so long to hand stitch it, and really, when you think about all the frustration and the ripping of stitches, and it's so much easier to just hand stitch the binding.
These bags are so good. So good.
I have so many ideas, but so many other things I want to do, so that my other ideas for these are put on hold for the moment, but I will be making more of them.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And I think really the thing that takes the most time is quilting the panels.
Yeah, always.
And then once you're done that, then the bag goes together fairly quickly. So
no, very
really
very
thrilled
cool
with both of them.
My first bag that I made is a sewing buddy from Rosie Taylor, I think is the one that did it. So this is the sewing buddy from Rosie Taylor. And it is to hold all different sewing utensils and things like that. So it opens up into thirds. I am using it as a cross stitch bag for right now, but it's got a pocket here.
Yeah, come over a little towards me.
That comes up like this, and you can put things in here. This is a zipper pocket down here. This is just a flat pocket that I have extra needles in. Over here, I have my pattern in the back pocket, and here is another pocket that I have all my floss in. So all my floss is stuck in there. I have magnetic stitch minders. They're also good for rolling the fabric up and holding it like that. So I have those. I have some threaders down here. In my zippered pocket, I have my scissors that I use. So I have all the things that I need for one particular cross stitch project in here, and then I put the cross stitch project like that in the middle and fold it over and tie it up, and it keeps everything in nice and tidy. So this is a fat quarter bundle that we got from Riley Blake. I don't remember what it was called. Helen made her quilt out of it, one of her quilts. So I was just feeling citrusy colors. I wanted pink and orange and yellow and that kind of thing. So this was perfect. So I love the way the fabrics all just, I mean, it's so summery.
Was it fun to make, or was it?
It actually was.
Fiddly.
No,
okay.
I did it. I took probably 4 days to make this. I did it very slowly. I didn't do a ton on every day. It was kind of me pottering around, making things, just binding stuff and that sort of thing. I mean, the straight binding is a piece of cake.
We were just having so much fun because we would there's a difference between making a bag or making bags production style,
right,
to sell and that kind of thing. You're on a time crunch. You want to get this many things done
right
in a particular day, as opposed to, I've got a couple hours. I'm going to work on my bag.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to potter around, and I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to fussy cut and
just really enjoy my time.
Put my book in and just really have a good time.
Yes. So the only place I really ran into a problem with this bag is binding. I need to do lots and lots of binding because my binding is not the greatest. You can see here that when I tried to join for the binding, it didn't work properly and it's kind of fraying. I am not a problem. I don't have a problem with that at all. This is mine. It's not like I'm entering it in any kind of competition. So for me, I don't even see it. But it's just, I need to work on binding things. That's like a skill that I need to master. But I love the colors.
I do too. I think it's fantastic.
So it's.
And I'm going to make one. Are there different sizes or just the one size?
No, I'm pretty sure there are two.
Okay.
I can't remember if I did the medium or the large. I think I did the medium.
Okay.
So this one is great for a smaller cross stitch pattern. Or I was thinking of making one for knitting where I have a piece of fabric that comes down here that snaps at the bottom, and I can put stitch markers, piece of ribbon, like a thin ribbon that snaps down at the bottom, and I can put stitch markers and progress keepers on that. You could easily fit a couple of circular needles in here. Your straight needles can go in, so you can use this for knitting or stitching or whatever you want. It's just a really nifty bag.
Yeah.
But you can't do something where you have a lot of floss. I have maybe 20, 25 colors that fit in neatly.
Because these little pockets here were meant to hold little bobbins of floss.
You can put little bobbins of floss in it. I choose not to bobbin my floss if I don't have to. So I just pull it out, take from the skein, put it back in again. So that's where I am. But it was a lot of fun to make. I just had such a nice time pottering around on it and
it's great to take a fat quarter bundle.
Yes.
So you get all your coordinating fabrics and everything.
And
you don't have decisions to make other than which ones from the fat quarter you're going to take.
And it worked out beautifully.
Yeah.
So The Sewing Buddy by Rosie Taylor. Okay.
Okay. I made yet another bag. This is the pullover bag by Noodlehead. We may have purchased a bunch of her patterns. So it's the perfect sock size type bag. I have a project in here, which we will revisit next week, but it has an inside zipper pocket, and then it has also mesh pockets on the other side. So you can I have different colors of yarn in the mesh pockets right now, but you can put your scissors or whatever you want. Got side panels and a bottom panel. This was
Having a ball?
intermediate. Yeah, it's the having a ball fabric.
Oh, okay.
By Anita Jerem. This is like an intermediate type bag. An
intermediate project,
yeah, because this is there are some fiddly parts to this, and I have to work through in my head to see, I'm sure since she's the pattern maker and she's the professional, not me, but like there have got to be easier ways to do some of the things that she does.
Oh, right.
But it makes a really cool project bag.
Yes, it does.
So I really like it. I did the medium size. So
they do make a large,
there
right?
is a large, yeah. And a small. So I can't imagine doing the small with the fiddliness of pieces of this thing. It would just drive me crazy.
Well, do they have all the same things that are the fiddly pieces? Like the inside zipper pocket is...
Oh, that was the least fiddly.
Oh,
that
okay.
was what I thought was going to be like the worst part of it. Getting the zipper in is a pain in the neck. And then the top stitching around, because you put the zipper in first, and it's fiddly. Also, if you make one, she calls for a 12-inch zipper for the medium. So I had a 18-inch zipper and I just cut it down to 12 inches. But it's supposed to come over and hang down because you can put snaps on so that they snap to the sides. Your zipper tabs snap to the sides. But this is not nearly big enough. So I think possibly it would have alleviated some of my problems with it if I had cut it down to 14 or 16 inches.
Okay.
So, but love the outcome.
Oh, the outcome is fantastic.
I love this fabric, and I love having it. It's a perfect, as I said, sock 2-3 skein project, and you just
and it goes into other bags. So if you have a big project bag, you just toss it in.
Right, and it's got double interfacing on the front panels. And then just single interfacing on the others.
Okay. So. Very cool.
Yeah.
I made another bag. This is the Maker's Tote by Noodlehead. And this is the one that was giving me some problems. The binding, we had issues. There were definite issues. But I got it worked out in the end. I do not like using soft and stable at all. And I'm going to start using something else when I can, because honestly, I do not like it.
To me, fusible fleece gives me enough of that sturdiness.
Right.
I don't need to use the soft and stable.
Okay.
I know the By Annie bags all use the soft and stable, and I think that's one of the reasons why I shy away from using a lot of the patterns that we bought, is just because I hate using soft and stable.
Well, if we found that the fusible fleece works just as well, or for me, I know you don't necessarily like the feeling of the heavier interfacing, but I don't mind it.
Right.
So that for me, that's fine. All right. So
I like the quilted aspect of either the soft and stable or the
fusible fleece. Yeah, because it does give it a little bit of squishy. This is a fabric that we had. We made bags with it. During COVID.
We bought it just before COVID.
It was children's fairy tales and things like that. I used Tim Holtz for the sides, and I used,
it's an old fabric.
A very old fabric that we had for the binding. It's got a snap pocket on one side and a zipper pocket on the other, on the outside. And then it's got a separating zipper on the top so that you can unzip it and open it all the way. And this thing is huge.
Yeah.
I have so many projects in here. I think I have 4 different projects in here right now.
And this is obviously the large.
Yes, it has, one side has pockets, 3 different pockets. The other side has 2 pockets that are pleated pockets, so they come out even further. It is just ginormous. there's so much that you can do in here. I am going to make more of these because I did enjoy making it, except for the binding. The binding was what really, I had a really hard time with it. You're supposed to, Helen was just
Sorry,
fiddling with
I was
the
just looking.
zipper,
Sorry.
and the zipper, you do it to a certain point, and then you fold the zipper down. Here, let me turn it so you can see. So you're sewing the zipper in and you get it to a certain point, and then you fold the zipper down like this so that you can continue sewing the rest of the fabric together, so that this zipper actually is meant to be sticking out like that. So it makes it easy to zip it up and unzip it. One mistake I made was I was supposed to, you won't even see this if you're not up close to it, but you're supposed to sew the side pieces, right sides together, and then turn it over and iron the seam and everything. I misread that and thought that you were supposed to sew them wrong sides together so that I have a rough edge here, but it's fine. It gives it a kind of vintagey look, which
say it's a rustic.
I love.
Yeah. I love the bag. The bag is fantastic.
The bag is really, really cool. I mean, it's just huge.
Yeah.
And you just can get so much in here, and then there are pockets all over the place to keep things separate. So it's great. And I put, for instance, I have my sewing buddy. He's in here. I have pages from another project. I have yarn from a third project. I can get everything that I need in here.
And then Dudley.
So, the Maker's Tote. It's a fantastic thing. You do have to follow the directions step by step. There were a couple of places where I had to read it several times and then actually do it before it made sense to me, like putting in this zipper pocket.
Yeah.
That one
makes no sense reading it, but then as you do the steps, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, as you do it, it's just, it takes a little bit of working your way through it. So yes, I will make some more of them, but I will not be using soft and stable. I will make them with the fusible fleece or whatever else we decide to make them with. But they're great. They're really great. They can be project bags. They can be overnight bags. They can be a briefcase. You can use them for just about anything, you know? I mean, can you imagine going into a stuffy meeting, whipping out your iPad from this? Coolest person on the block.
Yep.
So that was my big project.
Okay.
Well, I mean, on top of a skirt and another bag. See, what did I say?
It's a busy month.
We take some time off and look at this. This was supposed to be half an hour, and already we're at like almost an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one more thing to show, and then I think we're done, right?
Right. Just quick cross stitch.
You just have just the cross stitch.
Right.
Okay.
So I have been working on my forest house with the fox and the goose by Owl Forest Embroidery. What it looks like. And just a quick update. I am just about 3/4 of the way done, because I'm about done the third page. And then I just have the bottom corner to do. So I just have this corner here to do, but I just wanted to show. These are self-portraits that they've got in the kitchen. Because you've got the fox, and then that one's the goose, and then you have them together. I mean, if these little things are 20 stitches, it's a lot. And how much they managed to get from the 20 stitches just amazed me.
Owl Forest is amazing.
Yeah.
She really is. She has such like hidden gems in her patterns. They're beautiful. The border is so gorgeous.
It is. I just love the folksiness of the folky look of it. So
are those crows on top?
Yes, they're crows.
Of course they are.
Wandering across the top. And then also, you know, she's got a braid. I was doing it, and when I stitched it, I didn't realize what it was, but then I was looking at it when I was stitching on the other side, and I'm like, oh my god, look, she has a braid
That's
with a
so
little
cool.
bow on it. So it's just a fun little.
It's one of the things I love about cross stitch.
Right.
You're cross stitching away and you're just putting in the colors and that sort of thing. And then you step back and look at it and you're like, wait a minute,
Right.
she's got a braid.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I just stitched a crow.
Yeah.
When I finished up the portraits, I'm just like, oh my god, that's a fox.
Yeah, no, she came to find me to show me because it's just you just are amazed by it.
So this is how far I got. I was trying desperately to finish it by a certain point, because we've picked up other cross stitches for the next couple months, but I will pick it back up again when those are done and finish it up. I love it.
It's beautiful. It really is. I have been working on There Is No Planet B by Clouds Factory. And again, like Helen, well, not so much. I knew there was no way I was getting this done, but I did get some of it done. I got back into cross stitching. So I'm not sure where we were when I last showed, but this is where I am so far. So I have to go down the right side of it and then fill in the bottom right and into the middle. But I have added a whale, a hammerhead shark. This is the bottom of a dolphin. I have a turtle swimming in the coral.
It's so cool.
And coming over here, that's a crocodile.
I love that.
He's going to be a crocodile.
Really cool.
So I am moving right along. It's just, I mean, I love the saying of it. I love the look of it. I think it's just going to be so cool when it's done.
Yeah, it'll be a great piece to hang up. So
I'm not going to give up on it altogether, but as Helen said, with our back to school stuff, we have some things that we're focusing on right there, and then we'll be moving back to these.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just cross stitch is back in the play, because for a while there I wasn't cross stitching at all.
Right.
I was just couldn't focus on it. But now, you know, cooler weather, a little bit better sleeping. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I get past a certain point of number of hours of sleep and my brain starts working again.
It's amazing what you can accomplish.
I guess. Okay. I think that's it.
I think so.
Because that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will be back on Friday with new yarn. We're going to do our live Friday broadcast. It's going to be noon Eastern Standard Time on the YouTubes.
Right.
So hopefully you guys will start joining us again. We used to have, we got
a good
crew,
number. Yeah.
You know, that we would have every Friday. So hopefully you'll be able to join us. And if you do, check in with us and let us know what you're doing and that kind of thing. We'll have a chat.
Right. And then next week we'll be back with all new projects.
All new projects and a whole plan.
Right.
Because there's a plan.
Yep.
Trust me. There's always a plan. But we're really excited about it. It's a lot of fun. We're having a great time with it.
Right.
It's a way that the two of us and our friend are reinvigorating our crafting.
Right.
You know, so we're having a lot of fun. So we'll be filling you in on all of that next Tuesday.
Right. That'll
spoiler.
Be next Tuesday's episode.
No, not spoiler.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek. There you go. Okay. All right. So I think that's it.
Yes.
We hope you guys have a great rest of the week.
Yes. Back to school, back to life.
Yeah.
Summer's over.
Well, I had a wonderful final weekend.
Yes.
It was a really nice, gorgeous final weekend. So
if you like this video and you would like to subscribe, please do so. Like the video, comment, all of the above helps us get noticed by other people.
If you click the bell, it alerts you every time we upload a new podcast.
Right.
And
we will see you on Friday.
Yeah. So
go forth and create.
There you go.
It's been too long.
It's been too long. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.